Man, we've been hacking in React this morning. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. You could have told me I was going to like it. He said, come back to me in 6 months after you start React. He told me that.
He told you weren't going to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not like React right now.
Hi, what's up guys? I hope you all are having a great day. Welcome to this brand new episode of our channel, and today we are going to build this Todo application using reactjs, and also we are going to use local storage for storing our data, so that whenever we are refreshing our page, we have to make sure that we are not losing the data, right? So yeah, that's gonna be a part. So this is not going to be a total card operation. Yes, we are reading the data and we are adding data, also we are deleting the data, but we are not editing data here. So yeah, that's I don't think we need an edit option in a Todo app, but in case if you want to go forward with it, you can do it and let me know in the Instagram course. Apart from that, just let me show you the demo of the project. How is it going or looking? So let's call it a good morning now, and as you can see, it's a good user experience, I guess. And once you hover over the text, it's gonna give you a line through, and you can just click over it and it's gonna delete the to do for you. So yeah, I got that deleting style from NetNinja. You can let Sean know. Yeah, that will be great. I haven't done anything very particular yet. I have just created this React project using create React app, and here I just started the server and opened it up in a Visual Studio Code. So this is the file structure of our project. As you can see, we have public folder, source folder. That's what we get when we actually work with React. And in case if you are not familiar with any of it, I would suggest to get along with the React course first, a basic React course, and then you can come here. This is local storage, localhost 3000. This is where our server is running right now, and this is a standard project. When you create a React app, you get that. So yeah, also this project is actually live on server. I'm gonna add this link on the description, so a live preview of it, and you can get it because it's a mobile friendly as well. So before I start the video, if you are new here, I would request you to I'm guessing you are new here because my channel is quite new right now. So I'd suggest you to hit that subscribe button and like the video if you think my work is enough to get a like. So yeah, that's all from my side, and let's jump into the tutorial. Great. So this is the file structure we talked about in intro, and this is where our magic's gonna happen for the project. So first I'm going to delete some file, as I'm not gonna use them. Like, we don't need this test file. You can keep them, no issue with that, but I'm just gonna delete it because no harm in that. So yeah, we don't need this logo svg file as well. Let me select it properly. Great. And first we are going to reconstruct the css file. Also we will come to this app.js later, but I have already copied the css code from my repository. I'm just gonna paste it here. This is just a starting file. We're gonna add more css as we move forward. So as you can see, we have just imported Poppins font from Google Fonts. You can do that. Also we have selected the body and the HTML where the margin is 0. Of course, you know that part. And the font family, we are using Poppins, and in case it's the loading problem, we are going to use sans serif there. Also for the whole canvas, we are using box sizing as a border box. So I'm just going to save it. We're also going to add some more CSS later, but let's start with the app file first. So here I'm going to just completely remove all of it, and we also don't need this. So we're going to start with the main section here, and inside that main section we are going to have a div, and we are going to give it a class name of, what can we say this, canvas, I guess. Yeah, that will be okay. And inside that canvas we are going to have one more div where we are going to give it a class name of form container, because that's why our form our form is going to be here. So yeah, form container, and inside this we are going to actually need our form. So now we are going to design this, and for that I'm going to copy the css again from my repository, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to save it. So this is the canvas class which we have created here. Inside that we have a form container, which is this one. Now let me tell you what's happening here. As you can see, this is getting a 100 vh of height, the main section. There we have a display type of grid, and we are giving it a column of 1 fraction and a row of 1 fraction, so that it takes all the place, the complete place. And for the areas we are just giving it canvas to take all the area, and there we are using a background color of a dark kind of a color, and we are giving it a grid area name so that we can use it here. So that's a CSS grid part. After that we have a form container where we have a width of 100% and minimum height of 13 VH, so that it takes a little bit of more space, and we have a background color of dark, and we have a little shadow, darkish shadow. So it should work now. So let's see. So yeah, this is working fine. As you can see, we have our header section here, and after that we have our body. We'll come to more details later. First let's just design the form first. So this code is actually available completely for free. I will add the GitHub link on description, so feel free to check that out. So I don't think we need any class name for form. We are going to just select it like that. Inside form we are going to add an input, and this input type will be text, and we are going to give it a placeholder, and we are going to say enter name, enter to do, yeah. And after this we are going to need a button here. We're going to create a custom button, so let's do that. We're going to say this is btn custom. Great. And we're going to design it because we are not using any third-party framework like Bootstrap, so it's not going to work just like that. We have to design it by ourselves. Let's add 3 dot here. It will, oh great, I made it, messed it up. Great. Yeah, so let's see how is it looking. So yeah, it's looking pretty bad right now, and we also haven't added any text in it. It's not going to make much more sense because it is looking quite bad. So let me import the design for the and button. Let me copy them from my GitHub repository. So I'm going to add it here, and so yeah, we have first form here, and we are making sure that it's take the complete height of this container. There we are using some flex properties to keep things in center. Then we have inputs, so let me save it and let me show you what it is doing. Yeah, so you can see it is doing perfectly fine, like what we are actually looking for. Now let me tell you how this design is actually working. So input is the 30% of the complete width, which we already have. Then we have some paddings margin in here, and a display property, inline block. Also we have a background color, and this color is for the font color, and we are using a font family of Poppins which we have imported before. Then we have a font size of 18 pixels and a border of 1 pixel solid. It is completely standard CSS. I mean, if you are familiar with CSS, this should not be a problem for you. And this is the input.focus, which is once the form in focus, we want to give it a border of 1 pixel, and we are making this outline none so that we don't get any border when the form is active. So let me just show you what's going to happen if we if we don't have it. So as you can see, we are getting this white outline, which is annoying. I mean, for me, I don't know how you are going to react to this, but now if you see this border is gone. After that we are using this button custom where we have this background color of a little azure, I guess. Yeah, I'm using it because React is kind of a same dark bluish shade, so that's why I'm using it. Also we are using text color as a black, not completely black, a darkish gray or darkish black, you can say. Also we have a padding and margin of it, and a border. We don't need any border here, but we need a border radius to make it a little bit of round type. And we are using font size, cursor pointer, and we have a font size of 15 pixel and a font weight of 900, so that the letters are a little bit how can I say that, little bit bold than it is actually. So yeah, so as you can see, we have submit and we have it. We're going to change it to a font or some icon later in the video, but let's just follow along with it. Last we'll see how we can add a font. That's that's a basic thing to do. We'll come to that part later. So let's start with the actual table, we can say. So let's start working on that. So after the form container, we are going to add a new section of division, and we're going to give it a class name of to do container, because this is where the actual to do's are gonna stay. And inside this container, we're going to add a div, and we're going to give it a class name of to do. and we are gonna map through this to do, and I'm sorry, the inside this to do. So I'll add a h5 here. So if I say something here like, you know, good morning, I don't know, I'm not getting anything else right now in my mind. So let me save it. Let's see how's it looking right now. So as you can see, it's right here and it's not looking good or anything like that. We have to add a design for it. So let me import css again. So I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to show you what's happening. So we have a to do container. We are giving it a little bit of top margin so that we get the shadow, and I mean shadow of the above container. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what's that. So after that we have to do where we are giving it a little bit of, you know, 7 page height, view height, and we're giving it a width of 50% so that it gets a little bit bigger. Also we are giving it a background color a little bit dark and a color white for the text, border radius, margin top, and then a display property to keep things in center. Also we are giving this todo.h5 a font size of large and letter spacing of 1 pixel. You can remove that part or ignore that part, but that's totally up to you. After that, once we are hovering over it, I want that line through for the text decoration, and that's what is also happening here. So let me just save it and let me show you what's happening. So as you can see, we have the design here. So let me tell you about this margin top. It's 25 pixels, and now why is this? So if we remove this part, and let me show you. So as you can see, we are kind of getting that shadow, but it's not totally visible. I just wanted to keep it a little bit on distant so that it make much more sense. And yeah, that's why I added that. So yeah, that's all the design part here. Now we have to work on the logic. So that's the next part of the video where we'll be working on the logic for this design. So right now we are quite ready with our design, and now it's time to write our logic using JavaScript. So let's see how we can achieve all the things we need in this project, like, you know, using local storage, saving our data locally, fetching it, mapping through all the data. All that logics are gonna be written in JavaScript. So let's see how we can do that. So for that, I'm gonna create const to-dos. Okay, set to-dos, because that's the data we are gonna fetch. We're gonna, you know, loop through. So I'm gonna say useState. It's gonna auto import it, and we're gonna keep it an array, I guess. Okay, next we need another hook that was gonna be to do, only to do, and also we're gonna have a set to do, as it's also going to be a useState hook. I'm sorry. Yeah, great. So yeah, this is what we have here right now. Next we need some functions to work with. First thing here, we are gonna add a value. We'll come to that part later. First, let's just say on change. We are gonna give it a function. We're gonna say handle. What can we say? Text changes or handle changes. That's gonna make much more sense, I guess. Handle changes, and we're gonna define in here const handle changes. It's gonna be an arrow function. Great. And after that, we also need a on click method here. This is going to have a function, and we're going to call it handle submit. You know, pretty straightforward. We're going to also declare it here, handle submit. Cool. It's going to be arrow function as well. Great. So we need our e here to capture the event, and we're going to say e.prevent default to prevent refresh of our page, which is also quite obvious. Now we're going to see how we can output our input data in a console. So let's start with that. I'm gonna capture this event here as well, and I'm gonna say set to do e.target.value. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah. And once you submit it, I want to log it to console, and I want to set to do. Great. Let's save it, and it should work. Let's see. So to check this out, I'm gonna inspect it, and here it is. Okay, let's make it the way. Okay, that's too big, I think. Yeah, we'll fix it later. So let's check out our console. Yeah, here I'm gonna say hello. Let's submit it, and we have hello here. So we are perfectly capturing it. Now it's time to save it in our database, which is nothing but our local storage. So let's do that. So to save it in our local storage, what we are going to do first, we are going to set to-dos, and we are going to make it a JSON, and we're going to say to-do. So yeah, we are going to store it in a JSON format, an array of objects. So yeah, that's cool. After that, we need local storage. So because we want to store it in local storage as well, set item, we're going to give it an ID, we're going to say to-dos, and the data we have to JSON.stringify it because we have to make it string, and we want to store the to-dos. Great. Now I'm going to save it, and I'm going to see if it is working or not. Let's see that. Okay, so here I'm going to get into my application. We have it here. These are to-dos from previous, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to delete them. I'm going to refresh it. Great. I'm going to add hello again. Let's submit. Let's see. So yeah, we have to-dos, but yeah, we haven't got anything here. Let's see what's the problem. Okay, it's sorry, my fault. I made this error again. We are gonna add this as in an array. So for that, I'm going to say to-dos.push. we're going to use push method for the array, and we're going to call it to-do. I'm sorry. So yeah, as you can see, this is a push method of array, and this is already an array. We are just pushing it here. That's it. Set to-do isn't working here. So yeah, we are going to use set to-do later because we need it. So we'll see that later, but this is what we are doing. So let's save it and let's check out again. Let's see. So yeah, it's working. Great. So now if I change it to something else, like let's say random straight, and yeah, this is working fine. So as you can see, this is our JSON file, JSON data, and we are storing it in an array. So for that, we are declaring an useState here with array, empty array. Then we are using push method to store this to-do as in a JSON format. And when we are storing it, we cannot store JSON data in our local storage, so we are stringify it using JSON.stringify. So it's great, it's working here. Now what we have to do, we have to loop through this to-do. So for that, I'm gonna do a map function here, and to map through it, I'm gonna say to-dos.map, and we're gonna put it here. This is going to be to-do, and as we are storing it as a to-do, so we're gonna call it to-do.to-do, which is nothing but a to-do.name. I mean, if you check this out, this is to-do. That's it. I mean, you're getting it right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna save it, but I guess we're gonna get some error. Let's see. And no, we are not. Great. So I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna add it. It's here, but it's not here. We are not getting it in real time. So what can I do for that? Like, if you do this again, like then we are getting it, but it is not happening in real time. So change it, it's gonna happen. So yeah, we want it in real time. So for that, what we have to do, after storing it in a store, we want to set to-dos. Come on. And we want to local storage.get item. Well, we have to do that, and we are gonna say again to-do. Yeah, but that's not gonna work, of course, because we have to json.parse it. So let's do that. json.parse, and we're gonna put it here. So let's save and let's see if it is working on real time or not. So I'm gonna open it up. This time I'm gonna say good morning, like with hope. Let's see. And yeah, as you can see, it's working on real time. That's cool, isn't it? Let me know in the comment section. Great. Next, we are going to work on this form. Like, once we are done submitting, we want to remove the text which is already here. So for that, we are going to say set to do, and we're going to keep it an empty string. And here in our input, we are going to put a value here, and the value will be, you guessed it, to do. So let's save it. Let's see if it is working. Let's call my name this time, and yeah, it's perfectly working fine. So yeah, as you can see, but there are a few problems are there, so we'll check that, and for that I'm going to delete this to do and I'm going to refresh it. Let's see. So okay, that part is cool. So here's our console is clear. So no, we guess we are not having any problems. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so yeah, the problem I thought about, we need a key property for our map. I know I was missing something, so for that I'm going to say key, and we're going to say todo.todo, as we don't have any UI any ID, unique ID for our todo, so we are going to keep it todo.todo. So yeah, that's cool. Just make sure you are not keeping the same name twice, so you're going to get this error again if you do that. Okay, so if I refresh it now, let's see. Okay, it is working, but the data isn't actually here. So if you see, if I do this, if I submit it, it is here, but when I'm refreshing it, it's not actually here. So why is this problem is happening? So let's see. So here, whenever the project is getting started, we are assigning the arrays as an empty array, but we cannot do that. You already get that part. So for that, we're gonna pull it here. I mean, we have to keep it here and there as well. So now in initial stage, we want to fetch the data from the what can I say, local storage. But if the data is not there and the local storage is empty, we have to keep something there, and for that I'm gonna add an array. Then we are gonna add a JSON file, and then we're gonna say todo, and we're gonna call it do something, I guess. Yeah, cool. So let's save it and let's see. So this time I'm gonna refresh it, and we are having it here, but let's go to this application and let's delete it. Great, and let's refresh it. We are getting do something because we don't have anything here. And now if I add good morning here, come on, and if I submit it, as you can see, we have good morning as well. So yeah, that's, I guess, working okay. Now as we are ready with this, is there anything else we want to do? Of course, we want to perform the delete operation as well. For that, I'm gonna add a, you can add it here or you can add it here, no issue with that. So let's add it here for now. You can change it later if you want. So on click, we want to do handle. Okay, we need a callback function because we have to provide the ID, and we're gonna, okay, we don't need it here, handle delete, and we're gonna pass todo, which is nothing but the name, and here we are gonna declare the function, and we're gonna say handle delete as we have it there. Great, and we're gonna give the name here as an attribute as we are collecting it here. You get that part, I guess. So what we have to do here, we have to delete that data, but for that we are going to use filter method. I mean, you're getting that part, JavaScript filter method. If you don't know what is that, learn JavaScript first. So this time I'm going to show you something like, I'm going to so logging it, and I'm going to filter through the todos filter, and I'm gonna take todo, there's nothing but todo, and we're gonna console log whatever that is not we are clicking on. So let me tell you what's happening here. So this is a todo we are getting from the filter, lot of todos by the way, you can see, and we are checking if that todo is equals to name. I mean, we are checking if it is not equal to. If this is not equal to, then we are console logging it, and if it is equal to, we are not going to console log that. I mean, that's the thing we are clicking on, so we are going to ignore that. So let me save that and let me show you. So if I let me open console first. If I click on good morning, as you can see, we are getting two part, do something, and good morning. Two part, yeah, but it should remove the one we actually don't need. Like let's add one more and let's see. We are getting 3, so it is giving us all the what can I say, it is still giving us all the to-dos, but we have to filter it out. Let's see. Okay, I guess I made the mistake here. I have to add todo.todo because it's like the todo.name. So now if we click on it, you're gonna get 2, and this time we're gonna have missed this, do something on. So we have this one because this is deleted. This is not what we want, so we are gonna ignore this one using JavaScript filter method. So rather than consoling it, what we have to do, we want to do it as an local storage.set item. So let me just copy it from here and let me just put it here. But no, this is not going to work. We have to stringify it to actually make the operation. So for that, I'm going to select this filter operation and I'm going to say JSON dot stringify, and inside this I'm going to put it. And now if I save this and if I do something, we're going to get an error, and that is failed execute storage to argument, need only one present. Of course, that is because we forgot to add the ID, you can say. And now if I save it, let's click on it. Okay, this time storage 2 arguments request but only one present. Why? Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to me. I added it there. Okay, no issue. Let's save it. Believe me, there will be no problem right now. So okay, let me refresh that. Oh, why? What happened? Yeah, so yeah, it's deleted, but it's still there, and it's deleted in real time. And to fix that part, yes, we have to fetch it again. Get that. So let's do that. So for that, what I'm gonna just copy this line and I'm gonna paste it here just to keep it in real time. So if I delete, yeah, it's gonna get deleted. And I'm gonna add something, delete, yeah, it's done. It's happening in real time. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Let me know in the comment section. Great. So yeah, you can see now we can make the delete operation, we can make the add operation, and we're also reading the data. So let's just let's see if everything is here. So actually, yeah, everything is here. We don't have any problem with our project. So yeah, let me check that out. We are getting this line through CSS, and yeah, it's good. It's pretty cool. If you see, it is pretty cool. So yeah, that's all it have. And now for the font awesome icon, you just add the CDN link in the what can I say, public folder, and there you will you can add the effect. I mean, if you don't know how to add a font awesome link in a React project and how to use it, I would suggest you to check out my other tutorials. These are already there. So I'm sorry, I'm running out of time, so I cannot add it anymore. I'm sorry, but yeah, it is already available in all of my projects. So if you check out this project on GitHub repository, you will get that code as well. You will get the link and link added, and also the font, also the icon there. So yeah, that's great. I mean, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it or not. And I had a great time making this tutorial. It's a pretty basic tutorial, but this is, if you are a beginner, this is going to make your fundamentals of React much more clear than it is right now, because this is where you actually understand state, functions and all. Also local storage, that's a pretty interesting thing when it comes to storing data locally. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it, and have a great day. I'll catch you up soon.